What's crack-a-lackin'? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into episode 103, everybody. I am your host, SleezBall. Today's episode will be my running back stardom, sit-em, every single matchup heading into week 7. I am going to give you deep dive information for a couple of them and some 2 possible running backs from each matchup that could be starts and a possible flex play for you in that way as well. Now, you guys got to remember also that the Bears and Cowboys are on a bye this week, so you got to get Dowdle, you got to get Zeke Elliott if that matters, and you got to get DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson out of your lineups, guys. Before we dive into it, make sure you smash that like, make sure you smash that subscription, turn that bell on. It helps me out a ton, more than you guys know. And before we even dive into the rest of it, you can check out all my other content here. So I have all my rankings out. My quarterback stardom sitting is out. This will be my running backs. I'll get my wide receivers and tight ends to you guys before the kickoff on Thursday. That is my goal as a content creator. And then I will be live all weekend long. So if you guys want to pop in there, come any questions you have. And if you can't make the live stream, as always, drop any comments you have down below. It does not have to pertain to this video. My goal is to answer every single one of them and help you guys win your weekly matchup and get you that ultimate goal of the championship this year, guys. And let's dive into my running backs here. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my running back stardom sit-em board heading into week 7 here. The black box at the top will always be the away team. The bottom team will be the home team, guys. And before we dive into it, if you're returning to the channel, thank you guys for all the support. And I always like to throw a shout out to my guy, Big Draft Energy. Sends me a ton of research, everything I need to know to help me for my videos as well. Backside information that you guys probably don't see other places. So got to throw him a little shout out here. Take a second. I drop his link in the description as well of the video. Go smash my guy's sub. He's actually live right now doing a draft show as well. Now, this is the information you guys want to see and want to know, especially if you do pick'ems, always gamble responsibly, or if you like, DFS lineups, stuff like that. So we're going to start off here. This is his Twitter, Big Draft Energy, Big Draft Headquarters. Go smash my guy a follow. It is amazing information that you need to know and need to see weekly for your fantasy matchups to help you win. I use it all the time. So this is the most advantageous matchups week 7 for the running back for rushing touchdowns. So these are the teams that give up the most rushing touchdowns. So as you see at the top, obviously, Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be a smash play versus Carolina this week. That's why I'm going to have him on my smash starts later in the week. Jonathan Taylor, if he plays, has a real shot at being RB1. Zamir White back, stuff like that. So these are what you want to screenshot, take a picture with your phone, or you can rewind the video, whatever you want to do. I got 3 coming here. So this is the most advantageous matchups for running backs for rushing yards. So again, look who's at the top, Brian Robinson Jr. That's why he's a smash play this week all across the board. You see Zamir White there again. Devon Achane making the list. Now he looks healthy. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is what you need to know. This is rushing yards. So if you're looking at pick'ems and stuff like that, this is where you need to look. Now, this is the receptions for running backs. Most advantageous matchups. You play PPR, extra point here for catches. Now you see Tony Pollard at the top, and you got Tyjae Spears probably out. He's going to be an absolute smash play this week. Derrick Henry, always a god, so on and so forth. So take these pictures, guys. This is information I use. It's great information. It's legitimately helping us win so much money in fantasy football this year. It's crazy. Now, we're diving into the Thursday night game here that's going to be really, really ugly, guys. So just on the injury side on this game, before we dive into it, you have so many people out. You have Chris Olave with the concussion. You have Rashid Shaheed on IR with the meniscus. Taysom Hill with the ribs. He's out as well. And then you go to the Broncos side, and their star corner, Patrick Surtain, is out. So they lose their top. He's been a lockdown corner. He's locked down every single stud this year. It's absolutely crazy. So this game is going to be more of a run fest for me here. So in this game, when I'm looking at Javonte Williams, and the matchup doesn't look that bad, and I still don't trust the Denver offense, but it's not a bad play. I'm not saying it's a smash start. I'm not saying it's a smash sit. When I put them in yellow, it is a flex play. Possibly if you need to start, I'm okay with it. Okay. So, and this is not bad at all. So the New Orleans Saints, like if this was a good running back, like if this was Jonathan Taylor right here, I'd be a top 3 play, right? So the New Orleans Saints currently ranked 24th versus the running back, giving up 26 points a game. That looks great. But again, it's the Broncos offense. So in the red zone, sorry, I just ate dinner. In the red zone, they rank 26 as well. So high touchdown upside here for Javonte Williams. And there's going to be 111 yards allowed per game rushing here. And you have to think about it like this too. Like, how much is Spencer Rattler really going to move the ball here against one of the top defenses? This could be a full ground and pound run game all the way here. And a name I didn't put up there that you need to also look at your waiver wire right now for is Audric Estime, the rookie at Notre Dame. I'll have him in my next video. I forgot to throw him up there. He's starting to gain some touches. He came off IR, and I could honestly see him taking this job from Javonte. So a little sneaker, little sneak peek insight right there. Now, on the Saints side, Alvin Kamara. Let's be real. You're starting this guy every game. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who they're playing. Number 1 running back in fantasy football. Jamal Williams, no. Kendre Miller, Seahawks. Kendre Miller actually off the IR. So back healthy this week. If you have Alvin Kamara, a nice stash play for you there. Nothing else really to see on that front. So in this game, I love Alvin Kamara. And Javonte Williams, you can start him. I'm not against a flex play with Javonte Williams this week at all. The matchup is good. The revenge game for my 49ers for these Super Bowl losses to these freaking Chiefs is here, man. I have the 49ers in the wrong spot, the Chiefs in the wrong spot. Hang on here, little video mess up mid-video. So, in this game here, this is going to be a smash for both plays here. I'm going to break it down why here. So, Kareem Hunt, I mean, Jesus, he just came off the practice squad, off free agency, and just came in like he never left. And the man had 28 touches in week 5 against the New Orleans Saints. 28 touches. What? 29 years old, absolutely insane. The man's body can take a beating. Maybe the year off helped or the time away helped because he looked absolutely incredible. You still have Samaje Perine. They did activate CEH. I could have put his name up there as well. But if you know anything about the Chiefs, for some reason, they just don't like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It's very weird. He was very talented at LSU. He came out his first rookie game and popped 30 points. If you remember, 200 yards rushing on his opening night. That was amazing. Isaiah Pacheco is still on IR, probably week 9, week 10, looking like I haven't seen a full update yet, but that was the update from a long time ago, so I'm sticking with that. And when you're looking at the 49ers run defense here, this is not a bad play here at all. 49ers rank 16th. They give up 22 points a game at the running back position. They've given up the 17th most points on the year, and in the red zone, they rank 24th. So very high touchdown upside here for Kareem Hunt. They also give up 80 points a game, or 80 yards a game at the running back position. Now, 49ers side, if you guys watched my buy low video, Christian McCaffrey, the practice window is about to be open either this week or next week. Go buy this guy while you can because you know what he can do. And that owner's probably frustrated and probably has a bad record. Jordan Mason. So I told you guys, do not go out and spend tons of money on Isaac Guerrero. I hope you did not. I hope you watched the video. I hope you're subscribed with the bell on for that reason right there because he's already practiced 3 days in a row. Limited, he's going to be out there this week. You get the Kansas City Chiefs defense. The Kansas City Chiefs run defense, it's going to show you that they're number 1. They allow 14.4 points to the running back. They're also number 1 on the season with 71.9 points, and they're number 8 in the red zone. But none of these numbers ever matter to me when it comes to a Shanahan offense. It's just a different beast. It's a different monster. And if I'm looking at it right, they played Baltimore week 1, Cincy, no running back there at the time. Chase Brown wasn't even going yet. Derrick Henry wasn't used right in the first week. Atlanta, Bijan was never being used right. They played the Chargers. That's Chargers are the Chargers and the Saints. So, and Alvin Kamara didn't rush much. He received or hit the receiving yards. So when I look at their defense, I don't think it's a top tier run D. Number 1, especially, does not faze me at all. Jordan Mason runs like Marshawn Lynch 2.0. I mean, I'm always excited to watch this guy get out there on the field, and it's going to be an absolute smash start for me. One of the highest projected point games of the week in Vegas at 51.5. The Seahawks, who have been struggling, like I told you, they were frauds after their first 3 wins, are heading into the red-hot Falcons. And I think it's going to be a tough day out there for Seattle. But obviously, if you own Kenneth Walker, he's one of my favorite running backs to watch. You're going to start him. But just for me, I'm saying temper your expectations a little bit here. I've lowered him in my rankings. I'm probably one of the lowest rankers of him this week. I have him about RB15. Usually he hangs around the top 8 to top 10 every single week. He's one of the best running backs in football when he's healthy. But in this game, you're going to get the Atlanta Falcons defense that is getting better and better weekly. They had a very tough start to the schedule, so they're battle tested. And they rank 8th versus the running back, giving up 18 points. They've given up the 6th most points on the year to the running back at 9, or 6th least points on the year. They rank 6th at 91.2, and they rank 6th in the red zone. So touchdowns are very hard to come by here. I know Kenneth Walker is electric and can bounce anything outside and make a play happen here, but they give up 96.8 yards. So the yardage is there. It's just hard to score on him. And the only reason I kind of have him lower in this game is because I think that's going to be done in the receiving work in this game for Kenneth Walker and not the ground game. So when I'm looking at the numbers, I think they're going to be playing from behind. I think the Atlanta's offense is starting to click on a different level. They're becoming a legit playoff contender team here. And Zach Charbonnet, I'm not touching at all. Now, the Falcons side, this is just crazy to me. I told you guys Bijan Robinson week was here last week. It absolutely popped. Tyler Algier, I said, was startable last week as well. It absolutely popped. And this week again, Tyler Algier is going to be in yellow for me, which means you can start him as a flex. I'm not against it. And if I'm looking at last week, he had 105 yards on 18 carries, and Bijan only had 15 carries for 95. I know he got the more touchdowns, but they're still feeding the rock to a two-headed monster like David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs here. And you get the Seattle Seahawks defense here, guys. This is another just smash Bijan Tyler Algier game. The Seahawks run D is their weak spot. They rank 22nd. They give up 24.2 points a game to the position. They rank 24th in total points on the year versus the running back, and they rank 17th. So there's a high touchdown upside in the red zone as well there. And when I'm looking at the yardage, they give up 124.5, which is second worst in the NFL per game rushing. You can plug these guys in 100% this week. Bijan and Tyler Algier are both startable. Obviously, Bijan's no matter what startable, but Tyler Algier is going to be a solid flex play this week if you need guys 100%. And Kenneth Walker, remember, temper your expectations a little bit. Monday Night Football, here we come for one of the best games of the week. 49.5 over under 4-2, both teams. Ravens headed into Tampa Bay here. And you might as well just leave this bar green till he retires. Derrick Henry is out of his mind, running back 2 on the year in full point PPR. You get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm even going to throw Justice Hill, but I'll get to that in a second. Tampa Bay Buccaneers struggle versus the run. 19th versus the run, 23.2 points a game. They get up to 21 most points on the season to the running back position, and they're 20th in the red zone. So it's like a top 20 run D. Doesn't matter when it's Derrick Henry. Doesn't matter who he's facing. They also give up 79 yards on the ground. That doesn't bother me either. The RPO between him and Lamar Jackson is an absolute nightmare to stop. And ever since they changed their scheme to that, it's been working every single game. So if you can't stop it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why would you change it, right? He's going to start no matter what. Now, Justice Hill is a game script running back, right? The game has to be a high-scoring game. Has to be a game where passing is involved. Has to be a game where long drives incur so they can take out Derrick Henry for a little bit. In this game, it's going to be a high-scoring electric game. Not saying it's a smash start play on this one at all. I don't really love the start. This is a yellow if you need to throw in a flex play running back that could possibly do it here. Heading to the Tampa side. This is no bueno, no bueno, no bueno, no bueno, no good at all here, man. Rachaad White, Bucky Irving, both going to be on my sit-ems. You could even throw Sean Tucker in there if you wasted Fab on the waiver wire. I hope you did not. I told you do not buy Sean Tucker. Do not buy Isaac Orendo. Just a waste. So when you're going up against the Baltimore Ravens, guys, they only allow 45 rush yards a game. That is number 1, and second behind them is 52 by the Chiefs. So they have a 7-yard average over number 1. It is not good to run against the Ravens, guys. They are number 4 in total, or number 4 in points per game at 17. They're number 8 on the season. They've given up 100 points to the running back position, which is solid. And they're number 14 in the red zone. So touchdown upside is midway there for this game, but I just do not like these running backs in this game. Rachaad White coming off being doubtful. They said that he's going to lead a 3-headed monster now. They're going to get Sean Tucker in the rotation as well, probably the third running back. You got to avoid this situation at all. It's just a nightmare right now, and I wish Bucky Irving, he looks so good in open space, man. I wish he just had the job to himself, but he does not. So I really only like Derrick Henry in this game and Justice Hill as a deep flex play if you need. All systems green game is here. The Commanders are hosting the Carolina Panthers this week. And if you paid attention to those tweets at the beginning of the video, make sure you go look at them again. We'll talk about it in a second here. Now, on the Panthers side, Chuba Hubbard, man, is just out of his mind this season. He's a top 10 running back right now, RB6 overall, and he's absolutely balling. And now you get the Washington Commanders this week. The Commanders are 18th versus the run, giving up 23.1. He's another smash start, 100%. They give up the 19th most points to the running back position on the season at 139, and they're 23rd in the red zone versus the running back. So it's a very high touchdown upside here for Chuba Hubbard as well. Now, they also give up 120 yards, guys. So I'm looking at 120 yards. That is third worst in the NFL at the running back position. And Miles Sanders getting a little work here and there, not a play there. But Jonathan Brooks, guys, if he's on your IR or you have a smaller league that's not competitive or something like that, or you're trying to make a trade for him, I don't even know if he's going to get the job with how good Chuba looks. Will they get him out there to play him? Do they maybe trade Chuba? Yeah, those options are there. But the update is that Jonathan Brooks will be back week 9, and I cannot wait to see this guy. I loved him coming out of Texas, man. The injury really hurt his draft capital coming into the NFL. Now, on to the Commanders side. Remember how I showed those tweets at the beginning of the video? Who was at the top of all of them? Brian Robinson Jr. Now, I'm going to put Austin Eckler as a start also, but I'll get to explaining that after I look at the Panthers defense here. So, Carolina versus the run, guys. Dead last in the NFL. 33.9 points allowed to the running back position. On the year, 203 running back points allowed. Dead last. In the red zone, 14.8 points per game. Second behind them is 9.9. That's how bad they are at stopping the run. They are dead last in the red zone. They give up 133 rush yards to the running back position alone. Also dead last. Exactly why I said Bijan and Tyler Algier would be starts last week. Exactly why I'm telling you now that Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler will be starts this week. This Carolina Panthers defense that's losing their superstar cannot stop anything on the defensive side. Passing, running, doesn't matter what it is. You're smashing these starts, and I think Austin Eckler is going to eat a lot of points here in garbage time if they get a big lead in this game. Oh, man, the game that I cannot wait to see, the revenge game of all revenge games. Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles are headed back to the New York Giants this week, and this is going to be an all-out Saquon attack here. I think he might see 30 touches in this game. I ranked him as my RB1, and even though the matchup is not good, I do not care. I'm throwing all knowledge out the window in this game because there is no bigger revenge game in a long time than this one right here. So the New York Giants versus the run right now, guys. Currently, they're 13th. So not a bad run D at all, giving up 19.9. And you got to remember, Danny Dimes in this offense hasn't moved the ball besides 2 games. So when they're still close to a top 10 run D with how much they've been on the field, that means they're a very good defense. So on the season, they're 13th as well. And in the red zone, they're 7th. So they stingy up in the red zone. So all around, probably a top 10 run D overall, if I would say. So I don't care about any of that. I'm throwing all that out the window. This is Saquon Barkley's game. This is his show. This is going to be an absolute Saquon feast here. Absolute just go bonkers game. I just know it. Kenneth Gainwell, nothing to talk about here. I still kind of want to see Will Shipley. I don't have his name on there. He's not getting much work, so nothing to talk about for him. Heading to the Giants side, Devin Singletary practiced today. I don't care. I'm sitting him either way, no matter what. Don't care. Philadelphia Eagles run D on the season right now currently ranks 12th, giving up 19.8. They're 3rd on the season overall in fantasy points, so they only have blow-up games, and then they have a stop game. This is going to be a stop game. In the red zone, they're number 4. Touchdown upside is not here in this game. And why I'm going to put Tyrone Tracy as a possible start in yellow, this doesn't mean sit him, doesn't mean start him, just means possible flex play if you need here, is because they're probably going to be playing from behind in this game, and the better pass and work back is Tyrone Tracy, and he looks electric. He should have already won this job. If I'm Brian Daboll, I should know that already. So when I'm looking at him, if you need to spot start him, I'm okay with that as a flex. If not, if not, I'm okay with that too. And Devin Singletary is a no-go, but just get your popcorn ready for the Saquon Barkley show. Here we go. The name that I'm so excited that is finally back on my board. We have the Cleveland Browns hosting the Cincinnati Bengals this week. And Nick Chubb is going to be back in this game, practiced in full today. They said he's going to be active this week, but we'll get to that in a second. So Chase Brown in this game, to me, guys, is going to be an absolute smash start this week. And this is, again, throwing out the window of everything I look at on defense here. So the Cleveland Browns are 11th versus the running back, given 19.4. They're 12th on the season overall at 116. But in the red zone, they're 26. So very, very high touchdown upside here when the Bengals get to the red zone for Chase Brown here, and they give up 90 yards a game. And Zach Moss fumbled. He just looks not like the guy. They should already know that Chase Brown is him. He should have this starting job for the rest of the way. He looks way more explosive. Now, Jerome Ford goes down with the injury. Looks like he's week to week. Now, Nick Chubb is back, guys, but be smart about fantasy football. You know this guy's coming off a torn ACL. I know the matchup looks great with the Cincinnati Bengals, right? They're 19th versus the run. They give up 23.2 points. They're 21st in the season, giving up 140. And they're 22nd in the red zone. So he could fall into the end zone here. Wouldn't that be awesome? Nick Chubb's first game back, falls into the end zone. Okay. But I'm still not saying start this guy. You got to temper expectations. They're probably going to ramp him up really slow. Probably 8 to 10 touches. Could he find the end zone? Yeah, if you need a flex play, maybe throw it in there as a deep, deep sleeper, but I don't love it as a start at all in his first game back, even though the matchup is great. But I'm super, super happy that Nick Chubb is back. I'm such a fan of him his whole career. I love to see him come back with the work ethic that he had to get back. The absolutely falling apart Las Vegas Raiders are headed into the Los Angeles Rams this week, and they're going to get Zamir White back. He practiced today in full. Looks like he's going to be out there. Alexander Madison will be out there as well. I do not like either one of these running backs in this game, even though the matchup is great, and let me tell you why. So when I'm looking at the Los Angeles Rams defense right here, right, they rank 25th versus the running back, giving up 26.3. They rank 16th on the season, giving up 131 points to the running back on the season, and they rank 27th in the red zone. So everything looks good here as to start for any team that plays against them. They give up 124 yards as well. That's third worst versus the running back weekly. But the Raiders trade away Davante Adams. Their quarterback play is absolutely terrible. The Rams are coming off a bye. They're going to be hyped up. And now you're going to have a little split here that Madison didn't have last week with Zamir White being back in the mix. I don't trust either one of them as a starting running back until they figure it out. And imagine how many stacked boxes they're going to face the rest of the way. You do have Brock Bowers. That's your weapon. Jacoby Myers is always steady Eddie. He's not really a game breaker. No, defenses don't really scheme for him. And then what, right? It's going to be really, really ugly from here on out. I think the Rams absolutely thrashed the Raiders in this game off the bye. And this is a must-win game for the Rams, too. I mean, they're 1-4. They need this season to bounce back right now. They're going to get Cooper Kupp back. I think they roll them over. And I have Kyren Williams ranked as my RB3 this week. I think he's going to see 30-plus touches down the stretch when this game is being closed out. And I think the Raiders cannot stop him no matter what. And you're even seeing some Max Crosby trade rumors as well. But look at the Raider defense, guys. 26 versus the run, 26.6 points a game, 27th on the season, 28th in the red zone. Fire up Kyren Williams 100% as a smash start this week. I'm going to put him in every DFS lineup I can as well, guys. Aaron Rodgers is now back with Davante Adams, which is absolutely crazy to me. The New York Jets are headed into the Steel City to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And did you not see what the problem was? It was Nathaniel Hackett. Look at how the game went when he was done playing the calls. Now Breece Hall is an instant must start every single week. And now when I tell you they have Davante Adams, you have Davante Adams on the left, Garrett Wilson on the right. How are they ever going to stack boxes to stop Breece Hall from here? It is going to be impossible. And this is a defense you don't run against. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They rank 7th versus the run. They rank 10th on the season. They rank 5th in the red zone. And I'm still going to say that Breece Hall is going to absolutely smash in this game because I think Russell Wilson is going to choke, and they made a mistake starting Russell Wilson. And the crowd is going to boo him out of there by the time the game is over. And Justin Fields will be starting in week 8. Remember that in this video. Now, when I'm looking to Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren's side here, Jaylen Warren looked good last week. He looked explosive. Najee Harris looked like a beast last week. It does help them, I believe, having Russell Wilson under center for the run game because Justin Fields takes away and, he heads out the pocket all the time. But I think they're going to get crushed. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of volume here for Najee Harris in this game to carry the load like he did last week with the touches. And I think Jaylen Warren is going to come onto the scene here more and more. You know how Arthur Smith likes to use his two running backs, and you're playing the Jets run D. The Jets run D ranks 10th. They rank 11th on the season. They rank number 1 in the red zone. So the touchdown upside is very, very low against the Jets. It's not good at all. And I'm just thinking that this is going to be that game where Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams and the hype is there, and they just mop them out the building. And Jaylen Warren might be a better play than Najee Harris for the passing back work in this game. I'm not saying sit him. I'm just saying I don't like him as smash starts. If you need to plug and play flex for like a floor play, I'm fine with that. But I think Breece Hall is going to absolutely go off against one of the top defenses with the new weapons they have in the New York Jets. The game of the week for first place in the division, 50.5 points over for Vegas. The Detroit Lions are headed in to take the Minnesota Vikings off a bye, who are undefeated, trying to get that division spot back for the number 1 for them. This is going to be the game that I am absolutely glued to, guys. And I'm throwing the stats out the window here as well. So the Detroit Lions, you're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. They're always must-start running backs. Let's just get that straight no matter who they're playing against. They have the number 1 offensive line. They just know how to use these guys amazingly well in space. Jahmyr Gibbs receiving, David Montgomery running. David Montgomery's even seen some receiving work lately. So when you look at the Minnesota Vikings defense, guys, they're second versus the run. They're 15.6 points per game allowed. They're second versus the run on the season in total points. and they're 13th in the red zone. So a little more of a higher touchdown upside for Montgomery there. He might be able to punch one in here in the game. But in this high scoring of a game, you're going to want to start these guys either way because the points are going to need to be flying in this game. On the Vikings side here, Aaron Jones, you got to pay attention for the injury updates that are happening right now. So we don't know currently what's going on. They signed Cam Akers to the list. I could put Cam Akers' name on here, but I'm not starting Cam Akers in any single way. And Ty Chandler's even looked bad when he's out there. So I don't like either one of these running backs, even if Aaron Jones makes it to this game healthy. I know the Detroit Lions lost Aiden Hutchinson. Huge loss there. I love that guy. I would love watching him play. Prayers up to him. He'll be back next year. Full recovery. Surgery went well. But the Detroit Lions ranked third versus the run, giving up 16.5. They ranked fourth on the season, and they ranked 10th in the red zone. So this is all around near a top 5 defense. I do not like it for the Vikings. This is going to be a full air attack. That is where these defenses are very weak. The Vikings also give up the number 1 tight end a lot. I'll get to that with Sam Laporta. And they allow over 200 passing yards each just to the wide receiver position. So if you watched any of my other videos, this is like my all-out wide receiver game here. Jettas, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Jordan Addison, everyone. Everyone's going to go off in this game this evening. The running game is going to be a little tougher for the Vikings, but the Lions are still startable because they're the Detroit Lions and they're disgusting running backs. Their offensive line is amazing. The Houston Texans at 5-1 are heading into Lambeau Field to take on the 4-2 Green Bay Packers this week. And this is going to be another game that you're going to want to watch, guys. This is going to be absolute fireworks across the board. They have the game currently at 47.5 points, so they almost have 3 to 4 games at 50 points this week, which is very high in scoring. Now, when you're looking at the Houston Texans, my goodness, Joe Mixon last week off the injury just came out and just lit up fantasy football. And now you get the Green Bay Packers defense, who's middle of the tier. They rank 21.7, or give up 21.7 points per game. They rank 15th. They give up 130 points in the season, so they're right at 15-15. And then in the red zone, they rank 20th. So very high upside touchdown here for Joe Mixon in this game. But you also got to worry about all these receivers for the Houston Texans, too. I know that Nico Collins is on IR. You still have Stephon Diggs. He'll probably draw a little Jair Alexander. And Tank Dell is going to be one of my favorite plays this week. And the Packers are very weak versus the tight end. So I really like Dalton Schultz this week, too. But I'll get to that in my tight end start-em sit-em video here. But I think Joe Mixon is going to be an absolute smash. I have him as RB6. You absolutely start this guy this week. On to the Green Bay side here. You're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. I am sitting Josh Jacobs this week versus the Houston Texans. This is not going to be a rushing game for the Green Bay Packers here. This is the Texans' strength. They are number 5 versus the run, giving up 17.3 to the running back position. They are number 9 on the season. They're number 15 in the red zone, so kind of a touchdown upside there. But Josh Jacobs only has 1 touchdown, and he hasn't been playing Josh Jacobs ball. He's been a floor play the whole way. This is going to be a bad game for Josh Jacobs here, and the Texans only give up 78 yards rushing to the running back position per game. So in this game, this is going to be Jaden Reed. This is going to be Christian Watson. This is not a Tucker Kraft game either. This is the Texans' strength is in the middle. They're front 7. They cover the tight end. They stop the run. So this is going to be more of a wide receiver game here for me. I am staying away from Josh Jacobs. He is one of my sit-ems this week. I've tweeted it. Everything, you guys can check out my Twitter too if you want. It's my mind is a weapon fantasy football, SleezBall FF. And I usually, you see different information on there. You see in these videos too. So if you want to drop a follow there, that's appreciated. But I'm saying stay away from Josh Jacobs this week. There is better options to be had. Like I would start Chase Brown over him 100%. The Rise and Shine early morning Sunday kickoff in London. You're going to have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are pretty much a home team. They're not at home in this game, but they're at the home box, and they play in London all the time, so it's almost like they're the home team there. Are taking on the New England Patriots, and Drake May just had a weird MRI update as well, so stay tuned for his injury updates coming in, because if he's not out there, good Lord, it's going to be disgusting. Now, on the Patriots side, Ramondre Stevenson, I have not seen if he's back yet. If he's back yet, we're changing this to green live on stream. He's going to absolutely smash in this game. Why is he going to smash in this game? Because the Jacksonville Jaguars cannot stop the run, guys. They rank 28th versus the run, giving up 27.3 points per game, 163 points on the season. That ranks 29th, and they're 30th in the red zone. Very, very high rushing upside touchdown here for Ramondre Stevenson. And what did I tell you guys last week about Antonio Gibson? Do not start this guy. He is not a starting 3-down running back. It's just not what he is. He is a come in, compatible, spell you for a little bit, receiving back. That is it. He is not a workload. That's not how he's built. He never has been. And what's even funnier is the Ramondre Stevenson benching came because fumbling, and the most fumbling running back in the history is Antonio Gibson. So that was very confusing to me. I just blown away by that. Now, onto the Jag side, very interesting news has come to me about an hour ago here. So the first update for Travis Etienne was he's going to be week to week with the hamstring. It was the shoulder before, then the hamstring, and he hasn't even played through a full game. He just needs to get healthy. But then today, the update hits that he's limited in practice and may play in week 7. Welcome to 2025 fantasy football injury updates. It's absolutely crazy, but I'm tempering my expectations because if he's out there, the matchup is so good, right? So I'm going to put them both as starts, and I'm going to break it down a little differently here. So Etienne, if he plays, you're starting him. You're going to hope that he makes it through the whole game healthy for once in the season, but I'm still going to start Tank Bigsby either way as a flex play, as a solid flex play, not in yellow, in green, because the New England Patriots are terrible versus the run. This is their weak spot. 27th versus the run, 162 points allowed on the season. That's 28th. In the red zone, they're 28th as well. I mean, they can't stop anybody. They have 117 yards per game to the running back position, which is bottom 5. These guys are going to feast. This is the London Jacksonville Jaguars home game out of the country. I think they're both startable. I'd say Tank is flexible, not startable. But if Etienne is out there and healthy, I'm still starting this guy. I'm not ever shying away from his talent. I just can't. And I think people that fade him and they say, oh, they hit on the fade, that's because he got injured, man. If he'd have played that game healthy, it'd have been different. So you're just hoping that he stays healthy, which I am, and I'm not benching him in this game because the matchup is too good if he's out there. But again, pay attention to the injury updates because they've been crazy. Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers that are 3-2 are headed in to face the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football here. And this one's going to be interesting. But J.K. Dobbins, guys, has an absolute smash matchup here. I know Gus Edwards on IR. I could put Kamani Vidal up there. I know he got a touchdown on his first play. I still don't feel safe starting Kamani Vidal or even as a flex. Now, J.K. Dobbins, guys, why you got to love him so much this week? The Arizona Cardinals are 23rd versus the run, giving up 24 points a game. They're 25th on the season. They give up 150 yards. They can't stop anything. In the red zone, they do get a little better. They rank 18th there, but they give up 124 yards as well, which is bottom 5. And what's going to happen in a game where Kyler Murray does not have Marvin Harrison, right? This is going to be a game where you get more volume. The Cardinals offense has looked so stagnant lately. Kyler Murray does not look like himself. It looks like he's either got, I don't want to say like a Madden curse because of Call of Duty or something going on here, because Call of Duty comes out here in a couple 9 days or so. Maybe he'll get better by then, but man, it's looked really terrible. So when I'm heading to the Cardinals side as well, I'm putting James Conner on a sit, guys. And it's going to sound crazy because, like I just said, there's no Marvin Harrison. You would think they'd lean on James Conner more. You think he'd get more work. Yeah, that could happen early. But what if they fall behind in this game and you're going up against the Chargers defense here? The Chargers defense ranks 6th versus the run. They give up 17 points a game to the running back position in total. They rank 5th on the season at 88 points in total. 2nd in the red zone. This is a top 3 to 4 run D all around here. And what are they going to have to worry about? Trey McBride and James Conner. You've seen Michael Wilson. Yeah, he caught a touchdown. You've seen Greg Dortch. I was really high on Greg Dortch. It's not working out with that, sleeper call in the year. But I just don't like James Conner in this game. He got beat up last week. He got injured, had to go to the sideline as well. He's older. So was that holding your breath with him every time because the injuries he's had for the past 3 years have been massive. And I do not like him in this game, man. I know that you guys are going to be like, it's James Conner. You should start him. I'm staying away from James Conner just like I am Josh Jacobs. I do not like these matchups. The ugly Tennessee Titans offense is headed in for a nightmare game for the Buffalo Bills, but there's a plus side to this, guys. So Tony Pollard is my running back 8 absolute smash play this week. Tyjae Spears looks like he's going to miss the game according to updates, so pay attention to that. But when you get the Buffalo Bills defense and your passing offense does nothing, Will Levis is probably going to lose the job at halftime at this rate to Mason Rudolph here. The Buffalo Bills defense, this is where they struggle. Look what Breece Hall just did to them. I know it's a different offense completely, obviously different running back as well in Breece Hall, but they've struggled all year long, not just Breece Hall. They give up 31.4 points per game to the running back position. That's 31st, second to last, 31st in total points per game, like I said, on the season. So it's not just Breece Hall that killed him. Everyone gashes this defense for big plays. And they rank 25th in the red zone, so very high upside touchdown here for Tony Pollard. They just got to get there with the offense is the problem. And they give up 110 yards. And this is going to be a full Tony Pollard 3-down workload game. This is a smash start. I'm trying to get him in every one of my DFS lineups, all the pick'ems, everything. I love Tony Pollard this week a ton. Now, onto the Buffalo Bills side. James Cook, the update is, looks to be back. But man, Ray Davis looked really good, guys. That was a great performance. I did not see that coming for the rookie. Even the catch, like 40 yards, scooped it up, rolled on the ground, looked amazing. So if you own James Cook right now in fantasy football, hear me now. You should be trading a decent asset, like even a wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2 for Ray Davis if you can afford it on your depth, because damn, this guy is coming. He's earned a role in this offense after that game. And you don't know about James Cook toe yet. This could be a 50-50 split game, try and keep James healthier, something like that. And I think the Bills are just going to run him out the building. So honestly, if you, we'll do it live here on stream. If you need to throw a flex play in, and this is just because of what I'm going to say here. So if you need to throw a flex play in at running back, or you need something, I am okay with the Ray Davis play at flex. I'm going to call it now, because I'm going to just listen to myself on what I just said. And I'm going to go with that. If the Bills blow him out, this could be more of a Ray Davis game. So I'm not against the flex play with him here. And I firmly believe that the Bills are going to blow him out. So you could see the third, fourth quarter stretch here of Ray Davis just literally getting all the work. And he could be a flexible play. So I literally changed my mind midstream for you right there. I love Tony Pollard. Obviously, you're starting James Cook if he's healthy. And Ray Davis is an okay flex play. The 2-3 Miami Dolphins are headed in to face the 3-3 Colts, getting a big win last week with Joe Flacco. Looks like Anthony Richardson's going to be back this week. But guess who else is back this week? My guy, Devon the Hurricane Season. Just practiced in full today. Wore a non-contact jersey on Monday. Trust me, I pay attention to every single update of this guy. I've watched enough film with this guy to make your head spin. I'm such a Devon Achane fan. Now, you get the Indianapolis Colts here. I know you could say Mostert could be a flex play. Wright could be a flex play. I don't think that's how it's going to go when Achane is out there. It's just how I look at it with Mike McDaniels. You get the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts defense ranks 21st. They give up 24.1 points per game. They rank 23rd. They have 144 rush yards. They do rank third in the red zone, but with the Miami scheme, the red zone is like the 49ers. It never bothers me with them because the way they scheme up plays is just different. They also give up 120 rush yards a game, which is bottom 5. Now, the Dolphins are coming off a bye. I know their quarterback is still Huntley. I know it kills all the fantasy assets of Tyreek Hill, Tua, and Achane altogether. But in this game, this is going to be the Devon Achane game. It has to be if they want to win this game. They're not going to be able to pass and beat them with Huntley. I know they still have Tyreek Hill. It's not going to happen like that. They need to get this man in space, get in the touches, get him loose, and he will win the game for them. Now, heading to the Colts side, if Jonathan Taylor and Trey Sermon, I've been putting a name on it. I told you last week, don't even start him if he's out there. If Jonathan Taylor is out here, guys, he is staring down the barrel of running back 1 this week. Yes, I still have Saquon Barkley there for the revenge game. I love Kyren Williams as well, and you have Derrick Henry. But the Miami defense, guys, is so bad versus the run. They rank 30th. They just lost Phillips, their superstar DN, for the season to another injury back-to-back for him. Prayers up to him. So it's even worse than these numbers. They give up 28 points a game to the running back position. They're 20th on the season in points to the position. They're 31st in the red zone, so there's a very good chance JT finds the end zone. And they give up 118 yards, which is bottom 10 in yards per game. So Jonathan Taylor comes back. He didn't practice today. Again, Friday is the major update. If Goodson is out there, so Trey Sermon is banged up. So if Tyler Goodson is out there, and say Jonathan Taylor doesn't make this game, which wouldn't make sense. They would have put him on IR if he misses 3-4 games, right? But if Goodson's out there in your waiver wire, you could snag him up because the matchup is beautiful right here, guys. Absolute gold. So if Jonathan Taylor's out there, you are smashing the start with this guy no matter what. Obviously, you paid the draft capital for him, but this matchup is pure gold. And if Jonathan Taylor's out there, he's one of those guys, again, like I said in a couple other clips here, is that I want to start him in every single DFS lineup I have. I want every pick'em ticket. I want everything with Jonathan Taylor. He's going to crush the Miami defense on the ground. Thanks for rocking with me today, guys. That is the end of the episode. That is my running back. Start him, sit him, every single matchup, man. Before we head out, guys, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you smash that subscription. Turn that bell on. And remember, if you guys cannot make any of the live streams this weekend to ask any questions or be part of the stream what we talk about in fantasy football, you can always drop any comment you have in there. My goal is to get to every single one of them, help you guys win that weekly matchup, and get you that ultimate goal of a championship, guys. And remember, the information from the beginning is from a co-host from my show, Big Draft Energy. Do me a favor. go to his YouTube right there. The link is in the description. Click it. Drop my guy a sub. He was live this whole stream as well, going over drafts. You guys could have seen how his mind works for drafts and stuff like that. Amazing guy. Make sure you check it out. And that is it for me. I'll catch you guys in my wide receiver video next, guys. SleezBall out.